Hello and welcome to the StockPlanner channel. Today I want to talk about BJ Wholesale Club, ticker symbol BJ. The stock hasn't been doing so well lately, but I expect it to go up by 7% over the next 50 days. Several of the analysts covering this stock believe this stock is a buy, and if you believe that, perhaps maybe there's an opportunity to make some money. Stick with me and let's get started. Remember, the StockPlanner channel is an education channel. We learn by sharing, and if you learn this, you can win for life. I always recommend being cautious from taking any kind of trading advice from people online. That's why I recommend learning for yourself and making your own trading decisions. I'm a swing trader. I do about 30 swing trades a month, and usually I have up to 22 positions open. Each time I do an open trade, I risk no more than $1,000. I have a margin account. I trade from a watch list of 145 different stocks, of which 30 are my favorite. If I can maintain a win rate of 50% or better, I have a winning system. My goal is to make 6% profit, and that's per quarter or 20% per annum, just like Warren Buffett. So let's do a little fundamental analysis on this stock. BJ, ticker BJ. Even though swing traders trade mostly from the chart, I believe it's important to know what you're trading. BJ's Wholesale is like a Sam's Club, warehouse shopping for food and other retail products. The current price is $63. Very large company, operates on the East Coast. Looking at the snowflake, you'll see that right now BJ is undervalued. Future doesn't look all that bright. It's been good in the past, and it's a healthy company, but I don't believe it pays a dividend. It's 39 or 40% below fair value, so it's undervalued, and that's good if you're buying, and that's what I'm thinking I want to do, go long. This earning growth is not that much, and the earnings grew about 13%. Perhaps maybe that's the reason why the growth forecast is why the stock is not doing so well right at the moment. It's a good value amongst its peers, and we'll take a look at that. And all the analysts that are covering it, I think there's 16 of them, agree that the price should rise by 22%. Oh, this is a yearly estimate. All retail stores have high level of debt, and this is not good. Insider selling over the last 3 months. If you're doing a quick analysis, you look at the snowflake, and you want it for a great company, you want this to be big and green. It's not. These are competitors. There's Target. It's having some trouble at the moment. And there's the chart, a big drop over the last couple weeks, and just recently it just leveled off. Using simply Wall Street, when it comes to valuation, we got all the check marks are green. And if the stock is undervalued, soon people will realize it and the price will go up. That's the theory there. The price earnings ratio versus its peers. Here's BJ. Dollar Tree seems to be a little overpriced. Target and Price Smart. I'm not familiar with Price Smart, but I am familiar with Dollar General, and I've traded it. And if you're looking at future cash flow, and in this case, we're looking at discounted cash flow, the current price is $63, as I said, and the fair value for this stock should be around $103. And the 1 year price target is $83, according to about 16 analysts. The analysts' predictions are not perfect, but I tend to go with them because they're spending all day and get paid big bucks to do this. So they need to know the company or what they're analyzing. They're not always right. There's the revenue grows. That seems to be okay. And this is the earnings. That's a flat line. Maybe that's another reason why BJ has dropped and has leveled off and it's not moving. Company versus industry. And we're talking about earnings. And we're talking about revenue. Revenue is going to grow better than the industry, but earnings are not. Institution owns most of BJ, and there has been some recent insider trading and no buying. You'd think that discount, grocery, and retail would do well during high inflation. That's not the case with BJ. Even though I live on the East Coast, I've never been in a BJ Wholesale Club. But I've been trading this stock with that theory that during a recession and inflation, people need stores like this. Saving money is important. Now for the next part, technical analysis. This is where you try to figure out your stop losses. You look at the charts with your direction, your support and resistance. And I believe 75% of all swing trading is looking at these charts. Let's go to a TradingView chart. TradingView is free. Here's my watch list of stocks that I know and love. Ticker's BJ on the daily time frame. Each bar is a day's worth of data. This is a zigzag. It's not really an indicator. It repaints itself by looking at the future data, and then it knows this. But that's why I can predict the tops and bottoms very perfectly. But I use it to find other indicators that do not repaint themselves, like the MACD. And we had a crossover, and it looks that's bullish there, and that same area there. So I don't know, could be bullish. And this is the stochastic, and when it's above the 80 or below the 20, and it is right here, that's a sign that it might go up. And then this is the overbought issue area, and it might be looking to come down. But as of this right now, we're showing a buy for stochastic. And the last is the RSI. It's one of my favorite. And we had a crossover here and here, thinking it was going to go up. Now it's pointing down, but these areas here, it says it's going up. It's trying to go up, I think. It seems like there's a level of support there. Let me put up a support line. Seems like some level of support there. Now, I want to talk about the real reason why I'm looking at BJ. I was trading long up here, and then we had earnings and this big drop, and now it's been consolidating ever since. The target price, according to Simply Wall Street, is in the 80s, and currently we're in the 60s. When you have a gap like this, typically for a good stock, that gap tends to fill. So based on what I just said, or based on your indicators, you should bring this up in your charting package and see what you think. Do you think it's going up? Or do you think it's going down or staying in this area here like it is? Anyway, I'm going to see if I can find an option trade in the 62 area where if the stock ends up above 62 or maybe 60 or somewhere in between over the next 60 days, I may want to go ahead and try it for a long. So the next thing I want to do is calculate the expected move and then calculate my stop loss and profit targets. Using a tool called Option AI, typing in BJ, it comes up with a chart, and here's the expected move based on some option information. And it's saying basically over the next month it's going to go around 6 or 7%, and over the next 3 months. So we're looking at 50 days out, and that's about 2 months. So basically, I'm going to go with 7% is what I calculate. So you have a target price of 66 and a stop loss at 58. And if you know the expected move, you can easily calculate based on the existing price. Your target price is going to move up, and then I take a little less, maybe 6% or 5% for the stop loss, because I always want to win a little more than I lose, and I do that by my stop loss and target price. Anyway, I want to get out of this trade if it hits my stop, which is 58 or 59, and that's down right here, and my target price is 66.45. So will it hit there or hit there? That's what your trade is. I'm hoping it'll hit the target price before the stop loss. And once I've calculated my stop loss, I'll put it into an alert spreadsheet. And this is in Google. And about every 15 minutes, it goes out and checks to see if it hit those targets. I haven't recently updated it, but I'm out of most of these trades, so I'll have to go ahead. I know I'm out of Ford and Neo and some others. And then what I'll do is, after I've got that, I'll sort it, clear the alerts, and in about 15 minutes, I'll get an alert to my cell phone, so I don't have to keep watching these things. And the reason why I have it in alphabetical order, that's the way I sort them on my broker. So that way I can go validate. And I have to update a couple of these because I'm out of these trades. Continuing with our efforts to plan out the trade, we're going to look at options. I'm using a tool called Option Strat. It's a simulation tool going out about 50 days. I'm bullish. My symbol, BJ. No budget, but I don't want to spend more than $1,000 per trade. And you can type that in. It comes up with your options, looking at a bull put spread, clicking on the analyzer tool, And we figured the expected move was about 7%, and they're saying the expected move is about 9%. So we're well within the range. Okay, let's leave it that way. And we need about $1,000 for this, or break even. And we can move this in if you want a little bit. And then the break even's 62. We want it to be 61. As long as it stays above 61, we'll have a winner on our hands. So a bull put spread consists of selling a 65 put and buying a 55 for protection. There's $10 wide spread here, and 10 times 100 is 1,000. That's where you get your margin. So if the price ever drops below 65, you're in trouble. Your net credit is 322, your max loss is 678, and your max profit is what you got. As long as it stays above 61, 78, or 62, we have a winner. The expected values, if it hits 7%, is right here. And about halfway is 241. That consists with our target, which was 66.39. 66, yeah, somewhere in this area here. You can take any of those values there. That's what you expect to win. And our stop loss is 58.79. 58.79, somewhere in between here, is 237. So if it ever hits your stop loss or profit target, this is what you're going to have. This is your average in the middle here. And if you're winning and go all the way out here, you could win up to $322. But if things go your way, you're hoping to get 249. Updating our spreadsheet and taking a second look at option strat, we can see that at expiration, as long as it stays above 61.78, we have a winner on our hands. And if it goes below that, you got a loser in your hands. And looking at the table, we see our playing field, and we want to stay in the green, but this is what we can lose if we don't be careful. Now I've updated the spreadsheet, and we have now risking $237 to make $249. It's about a 1-to-1. The same profit target and stop loss, same percentage expected move over the next 50 days. So long as it stays above 61.78, we have a winner on our hands, and we expect to make around $249. Checking one more thing, TradingView has a lot of free features. I mean, watch this is one, and you can do stock screener, back testing, paper trading, which I recommend. If you're a beginner trader, I recommend you doing that right away. And we're looking at the forecast. BJ Wholesale Club, and you can see that the current price is $62. The average forecast that there's of over 16 analysts is $78. So most of those analysts think it's going to go up. It could go as high as 90. And most of the analysts are saying it's going to be a buy or a strong buy. When it happens, I just don't know. Right now, I see no movement. I'm taking a bet that it'll move in the next 50 days. We plan out our trade using good risk management. We're only risking up to $1,000 in order to make $249. We've calculated our stop loss and profit target, and we set our alerts. Now just have to wait, see what happens, because nobody can predict the market. Now back to trading as a business. We need to know what we expect by doing this trade in the overall business. How much are we going to make? How much can we make each month? Is it steady income? Is it consistent? Looking at 10 recent trades, we have 2 losers on our hands. And if you add up all the profit and loss, and this is based on the expected moves that we have calculated in each case, these trades are winning, and so we put our expected move for a win. Now, this is not realistic. This is what we're projecting. And if our projections are correct, these already happened. The ones and losses already happened. And our projections, we will expect over these 10 trades $1,306. And if we maintain what's happening today, we'll have an 80% win rate. But my win rate the average win rate is around 60. And here we have the tickers that I traded in: Walmart, Boeing, Zim, transportation type company, Dollar General, United Health. So with $5,000 in a margin account of $5,000, if you could do 10 of these trades or more a month with that profit expectation and your quarterly goal at 6%, the current projection and expected move is about 26%. That's pretty cool based on this profit and based on this size of account. And that would be tremendous, 78% per quarter. You could go anywhere on Wall Street with a win rate like that. But that won't happen. Things will change daily on this. But right now, I'm expecting to make $1,306 based on these 10 trades. And then if you add the one we just did, that's another $249 to that. That's $1,500 if things go right. And it would be a $237 loss, subtraction of that if I lose. The goal is to make and have a win rate of 50% or better. Now, why do this when you can actually track the actual profit and loss using your broker's tools? Well, these are assumptions. These are my initial assumptions, my initial projections of expected move, and whether they're really happening. So this is projection on whether my assumptions are correct, and the actual is somewhat different. I use my broker's tools for the actual, but for good, consistent trading, you need to track your decision-making capabilities. That's what I call managing a business. That's what a manager does. If you want to get rich, you need to treat your trading as a business. And I recommend you taking some action now. Join our free Discord and start engaging and asking some questions. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Lots of trade ideas out there. I recommend if you're a beginner to get Trading View Account and start paper trading right now. And don't be afraid to ask a question below, even a dumb one. A plan or a process helps. There's no easy way to get rich. It'd be nice if we all were. Well, they say 90% of traders fail. Well, that's all I got for you. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the flip.